Hello and welcome to the testing, tracking, and optimizing video. Now, testing, tracking, and optimizing is absolutely essential to your business, and it is literally the difference between 5 and 6 figures, or 6 and 7 figures, or even 3 and 4 figures. Testing, tracking, and optimizing is you have to do it. Um, and the reason why I know this from experience, I just want to tell you my short little story here. I actually had a niche business, and this story is how I realized that testing, tracking, and optimizing is so important. I had a niche cash machine running in a niche, and I had a squeeze page. Now I had the squeeze page set up. I set it up and it was running ever since the beginning. And I was running this niche cash machine, this niche business for 2 years or so. And I built a squeeze page, I put it up, and it was building a list, and I never even touched it. Um, and what happened was I was actually doing some consulting for another company, and they had a really big focus on testing, tracking, and optimizing. And as I was doing that for them, I was actually seeing some results. Now, I knew it had to be done, but I was just too lazy to do it in my own business. So I said, you know what? Let me start testing some stuff in my own business, and the results were absolutely ridiculous. I set up another squeeze page, and squeeze page B, and that squeeze page did 50% better. So I don't know if you understand what that means, but literally, with the first squeeze page that I had just running for 2 years, I built a list of over 3,000 subscribers with that squeeze page. Now, after testing the two squeeze pages together, squeeze page B, the second squeeze page I did 50% better, which means that if I would have tested this in the very beginning of that business, my 3,000 subscriber list could have been 6,000 subscribers. So do you understand what that means? My list could have been 50% bigger. So from that moment on, I did this little test, and this was the moment that I realized how important testing, tracking, and optimizing is, because I really did minimal extra work, just setting up a little new squeeze page. And the funny thing is that this squeeze page here, the original squeeze page, was a lot. It was heavy graphics, heavy text, bullet points, and everything. This one was very minimalistic, and it did 50% better. So it was a little less work. I set up a squeeze page, set up tracking, and I watched. And then what I did was I replaced this squeeze page with this one, and now I'm getting 50% more opt-ins every single day. So that is why it's so important. I know all of us as internet marketers, we tend to not do this stuff. There's a lot of internet marketers that don't do this stuff because we just get lazy and stuff like that. But it is essential. I mean, you could just set it up, let it run, watch your results, change some things around, and you just continually optimizing your business, and you can make more sales, more opt-ins with really no extra traffic. You can make more sales with no extra products. It's really that important. So that's my story. Now testing, tracking, and optimizing. I'm still a little new at it because I'm still working with it, but it's essential. And that's the proof right there. Like literally, like I kick myself in my butt every single day because I know that my list could have been double the size it is now, and I could have been making double the money and all that stuff that comes with it. So, not only that, but testing, tracking, and optimizing and analytics in your business is also essential for selling down the road. I sold a website on Flippa, and every single buyer that contacted me wanted to see analytics. They wanted to see the traffic. They wanted to see the behind the scenes stats of the site. And that was the number one reason why I sold that site I sold it for $7,000. So that it all of this stuff, these analytics and this information, your website stats, are essential for selling down the road if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't need it, but that is essential. So how does it work? Basically, here I got a diagram here. Sort of like what I just showed you. We have traffic. We have our traffic source, or sources, because there's multiple traffic sources. And we have two different squeeze pages that we're testing against each other. So squeeze page A is our control, and squeeze page B is our variant. So now what happens is the traffic comes down and it's split. You could split it. You have the choice to split it in whatever percentage you want to split it. But, you know, for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to do 50-50. So the traffic comes down. The software that we're using is actually going to split the traffic for us. So 50% of the traffic goes to squeeze page A, and 50% of the traffic goes to squeeze page B. And now what we have is we have a goal. So both of these, well, it doesn't always have to be a squeeze page. This could be a sales page. It could be anything. So just call this page A and page B. So now there's a common goal. So each of these pages are both going to the same goal. Now a goal could either be a sale, if you're running if this is a sales page, this is a product. It could be an opt-in if these are squeeze pages. It could be a destination. So let's say you want to track that you're sending your marketing to a Facebook page or something, or an internal page in your website. So any kind of goal or any kind of conversion, that's what this is really. And what happens is that it'll see. So let's say the traffic comes in, 50% goes to page A, 50% goes to page B. Now page A ends up making one conversion, whether it be a sale or an opt-in. Page B ends up making 3 conversions. So obviously page B would be our winner. And that, just like in the example I showed you previously, this was my original squeeze page, and this was the new variant squeeze page, and it was the winner because it was making 50% more conversions, going to the same goal. So now, instead of making 1 conversion with the same amount of traffic, now you're making 3 conversions. So squeeze page B, or page B, sales page B, is our winner. So now what we would do is we would take page B, we would get rid of page A, and we would replace page A with page C. So now we do the same test, and we test page B, which was the winner of our last test, to page C. And you continually doing that, and that is where that's what's called optimizing, because you're continually raising your conversion rates on your sales pages, on your squeeze pages, your opt-ins, and this stuff here, like I said, you could make more conversions with no extra traffic and no extra products just by doing this stuff. So you set it up in the beginning. You set up, so if you have, let's say this is a sales page and this is a sales page, maybe everything's exactly the same, except maybe page A has a red headline and page B has a black headline, and now you test that. So let's say the black headline wins for your traffic. Or let's say you have a sales page and you have the same sales page, but you want to test a long form sales letter against a video sales letter. And maybe, you never know, sometimes the long form sales letter will convert better than the video sales letter, and vice versa. So there's just so many things to test. The key is to test one thing at a time, and continually test and, track and optimize each page. So I hope that made sense to you. Now, also what it does is the cool thing is you could actually see where your traffic is coming from and where the conversions are being made. So Let me explain this to you. Let's say we have traffic source 1, traffic source 2, traffic source 3, traffic source 4, all being funneled into this test here. So let's call this a sales page. We're selling a product. So all these traffic sources, whatever it be, they come down, they get split 50-50. So let's say sales page A has 2 conversions or 2 sales, and sales page B has 6 conversions in total. What we could also see is that where the conversions came from. So let's say traffic source 1 had 0 conversions. Traffic source 2 made 2 conversions. Traffic source 3 had 1 conversion. And traffic source 4 had 5 conversions out of our total of 8 conversions. So now what that allows us to do is there's no sense of wasting any more time, energy, and effort on traffic source 1. Or it may need to be changed. It may need to be tweaked to start making conversions. But now we know where we could focus on. We know where our strong points are, and we know where our weak points are. So we could either change that or just absolutely just get rid of it. And now again we are optimizing. We're optimizing our traffic because instead of wasting money on traffic source 1 or wasting time or money, whatever, we could take whatever we're investing into that and add it into these here, which will again optimize our earnings. So I hope that made a lot of sense to you. Again, this is super duper important. Don't be lazy. It's easy to set up. You're gonna see, and you basically set it up and you watch it. So it's not like you're not constantly. It's not really a nuisance. So, and it makes for a big impact in your business. So we are going to use Google Analytics. Why? Because it's free and it's free, it's easy. There's other analytics software out there. There's other split testing software out there, that cost money, and as you get bigger in your business and making more sales, you could definitely use other sources, but for right now it's free. Google Analytics, you could set it up, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up. I'm going to set up a campaign. So sit tight while we get to the next video. Okay, so now let's. I hope you enjoyed the explanation of what testing, tracking, optimizing all is about. So let's put together a campaign real quick. So I'm here at Google. I'm going to type in analytics. And it should be the very first ones, google.com/analytics. Click on that. Now, if you don't have an analytics account, you're going to have to click on create an account. You follow all the directions there. You're actually going to get a code, a piece of code from Google Analytics, and that code needs to be put on all of your pages of your website. And that code is the tracking code that's going to track all of your traffic. It's going to track everything. So if you're using WordPress is easy because they got Google Analytics plugins that you could just put in your little account number, and it'll automatically add it to every page on your WordPress site. If you're not using WordPress, you're going to have to put that code into every one of your pages. So make sure you do that. That's important. You need that in order to make all of this conversion tracking stuff work. So definitely do that. If you don't know how to do that, you could definitely there's YouTube videos showing you how to set up a Google, just a traffic account. So create an account, get your code, add it to all your pages. So I'm going to sign in here. This is, one of my accounts here. And there's not much going on right now because this is all, very new stuff. This is a new site that I'm working on. This is actually the Niche Cash Machine the Niche Cash Machine sales page. That's what I'm going to be testing because I actually have a long form sales letter and I also have a sales video. So I want to test the two against each other to see which one converts better, and the one that converts better will be the one that I send the majority of traffic to. So I'm going to click on all website data here, and I just want to show you a little bit. Like I said, there's not much going on here. There's just a wealth of information inside Google Analytics once you get your tracking code onto your website. So when you do that, I mean, when you have a little bit of free time, go through all this stuff and learn a lot of the stuff that's in here. I mean, you could see where your traffic's coming from, content, experiments. That's what we're actually going to be using now. Conversions, where again, that's also what we're going to be using now. Goals. You could set up goal funnels like if you're doing upsells, and it'll track the entire process that your lead and your customer went through. It's really crazy. Again, you know, just normal visits, page bounce rate, average site duration, visit duration, your demographics of your customers, where they came from, what countries, what languages they speak. I mean, there's so much stuff here. So you know, dig in, really explore a little bit. So now let's set up a conversion campaign. I'm gonna go over here to admin, and I'm gonna make sure everything's right. So I'm gonna go down to here to goals, right over here, because we got to set up a goal first. And then we're going to set up our experiment next, and our experiment is going to link to our goal. So we're going to click on goals, and we're going to create a goal. Now we're going to name this goal. I'm going to name this goal. So I'm going to name this goal the Niche Cash Machine Blueprint Front End Sale, because I want to make sure that I know this is a sale. I'm going to set it to destination. And I'm going to hit next step, because destination is a page that I'm sending to. So after they make the sale, they're going to get sent to a thank you page or an upsell. And that path is what's being tracked. So obviously if someone went from the sales page to the download page, it means they made a sale. So that's what it's tracking. And we're going to hit next step. Now here, this stuff here actually made me nuts for a while because I couldn't get it quite right. Equals to would be, we're going to put in a web page here. So this is going to be our thank you web page or our upsell, the page that's after the sale. So after they complete the sale, wherever they get sent to, or after they complete your opt-in. Let's say they go to your opt-in page, where the page that they get sent to after that's what's going to go here. That's our goal. So there's equals to, begins with, and regular expression. Now, again, I'm still doing research on this stuff. I'm not too familiar with the regular expression stuff, but equals to means that it's going to track when this link is exact or equals. Now I know that doesn't make much sense there, but what happens, well, let's say ClickBank. Let's take ClickBank for example. You have your thank you URL, your thank you destination page. But what happens is, after a person makes a sale on ClickBank, when ClickBank sends them to your thank you page, it actually attaches all of these different parameters to the end of your URL. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff just put at the end, just your email address, name of the customer, like a whole bunch of stuff. So if you have it set to equals to, it won't calculate the conversion, because it'll be the URL plus all of the parameters that ClickBank added to it. So it's not equal to the URL you specified. What you would do here is, if you're doing in-house kind of stuff. So let's say you have an opt-in and you're sending them to an internal page of your website. So they're not really going out externally. They're just bouncing from one page to another within your site. You would use equals to, because the URLs are going to be the exact. Now, begins with, this is what you need to use if you're using ClickBank, or I don't know if JVZoo does the same thing, but if you're using like ClickBank or any kind of merchant account that adds a bunch of stuff to the URL. So that's what we're using. That's what I'm going to use for this example, because what this does is it captures whatever you have here, and then disregards the stuff that those other websites add to the URL. So I know that's like super confusing, and if you have questions, just let me know, and maybe I'll make a better presentation of this. So for this example, we are going to, this is my destination URL. So I'm going to add it here, paste it, and begins with. So now it'll track the conversion when it sees this. So if ClickBank adds a bunch of stuff like here, like question mark, backslash, all that craziness, it'll still calculate it. So now you could assign a monetary value to this, and you would put your so let's say this front end, this product is $17. You would add it here because it'll calculate the sales for you. I'm not going to do that. And funnel, again, we could specify a path. So we could do entire funnels, and it'll track the whole progress of a lead throughout the entire sales funnel. But we're not going to do that here either. So pretty much that's it. So now we're going to create this goal. Create goal. And there we have it. This is our goal. So now what we have to do is we're going to go back here, back to home. We're going to go back into all website data, find your website, all website data. We're going to go down here to experiments, so it'll be under content, experiments. We're going to hit experiments. And what we're doing is we're making an experiment to improve goal conversions. So we need to enter the URL of the page we want to improve. So this is our regular page. So let me grab it here. This is our control page. I'm going to add it in here. And it'll bring it up. And we're going to, so our control page, this is the sales page that I want to test against. So we're going to hit start experiment. And we're going to name this niche cash machine test. Select metric. We are going to do goal set 1. We're going to click on goal set 1, and we're going to point it to the goal set, the goal completion that we just set up, the niche cash NCCMBFE sale. And because that's what we want to track. We want to track this experiment to that goal. Percentage of traffic you want to experiment. Earlier I said you could split your traffic any way you want. So 100% of the traffic means that all of the traffic that is sent here, it is going to split. So 100% of the traffic, it's going to send 50% to page A and 50% to page B. 75% will only split 75% of your total traffic. So 25% of your traffic will continually be sent to A, to sales page A, your normal sales page, and then the other 75% will be split evenly between the two, and that's what's going to be tracked. So that's what that means. I'm going to put it on 100%, and I'm going to hit next step. So now we have to configure our experiment. We have our original page, which is here, and I'm going to keep that, the name for this page is original, and our test page is here. So as you can see, what I'm testing here is I got a video sales letter, and then I got a long form sales letter. So that's what I'm testing against. And I'm going to leave this name for this page as variation 1. So we got our original going against our variation, our one variation. Now you could actually add other variations. So you could add variation 2, variation 3, and so on and so forth. We're just going to stick with these two, and we're going to hit next step. So these are our two pages we're going against. I'm going to click, so now we have to hit manually insert code. I'm going to click on that. Now this code right here, so again, you got to read right here. Make sure your original and variation pages have your Google Analytics tracking code installed on them. That's why I said that the tracking code that you first set up with Google Analytics, that needs to be put on all of your pages to track. That's how Google Analytics tracks everything. Then we need to paste this experiment code immediately after the opening head tag at the top of our original page. So if you don't know how to do that, you're going to have to contact I'm sure WordPress has plugins for this. If you don't know how to do that, ask me. I'll try and get you the answer for that. If you do know how to do that, fantastic. I'm actually going to show you in another video how I do it on some of my pages, so that'll help you out. So what I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to copy, and I'm gonna pause this video real quick. Okay, so I just added this code to the site, to the original page, and I'm going to click on next step. And as you can see here is this experiment code validation. Original experiment code found, Google Analytics code found, and Google Analytics code found on the variation page. So the experiment is all set up, and we're going to hit start experiment. Experiment launched. And that's pretty much it. So now as you can see here, our experiment is running. This is our experiment here. And so what it's going to say is, you'll see here there's the original and variation. And down here, once they're running, it'll have the original versus variation. You're going to see how many visits each one gets. It should be pretty even. And then you're going to see the conversion. So let's say this one here made 2 conversions. This one made 8 conversions. So now, and then each one will have the conversion rate. And then it's going to have, Analytics gives you the probability of outperforming the original, so it automatically calculates it and says that, okay, your variation page outperforms your original page by so much percent. And that is it. So go make it a Google Analytics account. Try it out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll help you out the best I can. I hope you enjoyed that. Testing, tracking, and optimizing is very important. I know this stuff looks daunting, but once you get in here and start, really just exploring and start using it, it'll actually become fun, because you're seeing results literally right in front of you. So go out there, start a Google Analytics account, and start testing everything you're doing and optimizing your sites, and you will make more money and make more opt-ins with really minimal effort, and with the same exact traffic. So this stuff is really important. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm on your side. So I'll talk to you later, and take care.